Hi guys, I hope you're having a great evening. Today I want to speak upon being uncompromisable with yourself. There's a lot of things that we are willing to give up for the sake of comfort, for the sake of routine and habitual ritual. For example, I only recently broke out of my loop of not working out. I've been going to the gym. I've been going to the store and buying healthy food like I know I'm supposed to. I know that's right. Y'all know we're supposed to be eating those fruits and vegetables. Like, what do you mean? Colon cancer my 20s not over here, love. No, never that. Make sure y'all get your fiber, all that cliche. But yeah, I've been, actually putting forth the effort to not push things off. Oh, I can eat shitty today because I'm going to the gym tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Then tomorrow you're too busy. Well, I've only taken 2 days off, so what's a week? Then you just end up getting caught in a cycle if you're like me and you go through things in life, You get caught in the loop of just, oh, well, I'm still healthy, so I'll just put it off. I read something today that really resonated with me, and I believe it was something along the lines of take care of the present so you don't have to worry about the future. And that just really strikes me because, yeah, that's really real. It's really all about your day-to-day life. And I feel like we compromise ourselves to just, obviously the brain wants the easiest route that you can take to survive. So, yeah, it's a trap. It's really easy to get just caught up in the machine, caught up in the moment of our day-to-day, the moments of our day-to-day, not the actual present, but just, oh, I dissociated my whole morning shift. Now I'm finally eating lunch. I finally feel something. Like, you know, anyways, back to the main topic. To not compromise yourself means that you just don't settle for what people try to project onto you, or you don't settle what the devil on your shoulder is whispering and trying to put into your head. If you see that somebody's they're attempting, trying is even a strong word because sometimes these things can be really subtle. If you sense or finally, see when somebody's trying to test you, because at some point, you can only ignore so much before it's irritating them more than, than you. They're gonna jump out in your face and be more upfront about it and their intentions. They're gonna make it known because their whole point of even making, the effort to get a reaction out of you, they want a reaction. And I have living proof of that from this past year, and it's actually insane how these people have these parasitic, negative spiritual entities attached to them from God knows where or what trauma, or they're harvesting that themselves, because all rudeness is, or anything negative, it's just an imitation of strength. It's not anything to take personally, right? And, it takes a certain type of person, that's either who they are and you need to believe them when they show themselves, or they'll come around eventually at some point, but you don't wait around on them. They need to prove themselves to you. And if they never do, they never do. And you need to walk away and be willing to accept that some people just, you can't save them. They have to want it for themselves. And you leave that to God. Simple. At the end of the day, you cannot compromise yourself. You cannot compromise your progress because, boom, you blink and you're just like the average sheep. You're just like the majority that you thought you were better than. Okay. Well, tell me why 6 years just flew by and you still haven't taken working out serious when that's literally the bare minimum of your day to day. That's literally human nature. That's literally what our bodies require of us and expect us to do. You can't take an hour out of your day to just stretch, do deep breathing, relax, do stomach vacuums, at least do abs. You can't even do your ab exercises in your room when you're watching TV, even in your bed, bro. Even in your bed, like, you're literally right there. You're literally 98% of the way there. As long as you're eating healthy, come on, bro. Like, anything from there, just pick up the slack. Like, you don't even need anything except to be toned for real, bro. Like, yeah, you should lift, whatever. But that's not an excuse, oh, I don't have the gym. No, like, you can at least do something, like, go take a walk at least. That's why I walk to all of my classes, and I've been doing a really good job. I walk everywhere that I can. I try to not move my car, like, at all. But, I just don't, I try to, like, not compromise myself where I can because I do have my negative moments. I do have my downfalls. I do have those times where I don't hold myself accountable to the words that I vowed that I would, put my life on. Like, for example, I already know that if I'm not gonna work out, then that's gonna ruin my health. And I've spent, unfortunately, a good part of my life not taking that as serious as I should have. And just not prioritizing that because I didn't respect myself. At the end of the day, you don't respect yourself enough to respect your temple, and my temple is crumbling. Like, if I'm not taking care of it, especially with where I live and what's going on and all the stress and everything, there's already too much. Like, it's already too much asking you to compromise. It's already too much to bear on your shoulders just to get through life, Like, there's already things that you need to put your energy towards instead of being your own enemy. You cannot be your harshest critic. You have to not be, anything but present and grounded. You cannot be anything but realistic and kind. If that's who you are as a person, it should come naturally to you to do it for everybody else. So why can't you do it for yourself, right? If you're a good person, then you should be good to yourself as well. You should be fair to yourself at the very least. Being good, it doesn't even necessarily mean nice. Being good means being fair and being, like an honorable person. How do you expect anybody to want to spend time with you, honor you, do things for you, if you don't even do that for yourself? And this society, unfortunately, does not want that for women for whatever reason. It is what it is, bro. It doesn't even matter what society wants or thinks. I don't even think that far ahead. I stop at, well, I want to do what I want to do, and that's that. And of course, not to get into specifics, but at the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is that I don't compromise my values, myself, my priorities, and I'm not perfect either, and that's okay, because I'm always gonna have the quiet confidence of knowing that I'm just grounded in my own presence. I'm grounded in myself. I'm grounded because I know what feels right for me. I know what's clear. And other people are going to try and distract you from that. When other people when things in life that are just negative happen, anything that takes you out of being grounded in yourself, anything that attempts to try and pull your attention away from the present moment, you observing yourself and other people in the world, anything, or takes your eyes off of God, anything that takes your attention away from yourself and your presence and God's presence, that is an entity attempting to get you to speak negatively, bad on yourself, your life, to engage even in that energy. It is that deep. To even engage in negative conversation. That's why God does not want you to gossip. Not only is it for, obviously you don't want to engage in that kind of behavior because it negatively affects other people, but also that's not good for your soul or your heart. Yeah, it feels good to binge eat every once in a while, you know. If you're in the gym, you deserve it, right? If you're not in the gym, just know that there's consequences for that, and that's what it is. You either accept it or you don't. Either way, you're gonna have to accept something. And that's where you don't compromise yourself. You say, okay, I'm gonna enjoy myself now because there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine to enjoy myself in my life. That's my decision. That's me not compromising myself. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this food. I'm gonna eat whatever I want to eat. Perfect, dandy, great. I'm not compromising myself. But that's when you also hold yourself accountable. And the next day, you make the choice that you either choose healthier options or you get that butt in the gym. You do a little, 4 laps, you do a couple miles. There is consequences, good or bad, and you are the alchemist. You are going to alchemize that energy. Instead of sitting there saying, oh my goodness, I just ate a bunch of junk food, I feel horrible about that, I'm guilty, I'm blah blah blah. It doesn't even matter. That's when you observe those thoughts. Wow, there's this negative nagging voice in the back of my head. Why is it attempting to make me feel bad? Because it wants me to not feel worthy enough to go to the gym. So when you even speak that way to yourself, even mentally in your head, if you're repeating those thoughts in your head, you are saying that to yourself. You are ruminating in that energy, you're accepting it, allowing it, you're letting it flow throughout your whole body. You need to let yourself feel that emotion. That's fine. You need to continue observing those thoughts. You need to keep your eye on the rumination of those thoughts, clock that cycle, and that's when we alchemize. You take that booty to the gym the next day, and you do what you need to do. You ask somebody for help at the gym. People are usually 95% of the time willing to help you at the gym. If you have made the effort to, know what you're at least asking, they will help spot you. They'll help you with your form, whatever. You go and you don't ego lift. You do whatever you need to do. Like, don't compromise yourself. And honestly, everything in life will work out. Because at the end of the day, don't you want to die with your honor? I do. I'm not going to die for my honor because it's not that serious. And I'm willing to not compromise myself in other ways. Like, hopefully we would want to avoid dying for our honor or whatever, but I'm not gonna engage in certain activities where my life is at stake at the sake of my honor. I don't care that much, and I don't condone that. I don't encourage that, and that's not what I'm saying. You do what you can. Y'all have a fantastic night. I hope this resonates with somebody. Bye.